wish you wouldn't call me Irish.
You are Irish.
I'm not. Not in that way.
You could have been friendlier.
Why? And why do we have to go through this ghastly tea?
To be polite. Batley works for me.
And if he does, I suppose he gets paid for it. What's your cabin like?
All right, same as this.
Oh, how nice. Captain Smith will be joining our table for dinner.
It's time. I better go and change.
No, don't get changed. No one changes on the first night out.
Why not?
It's not the done thing. Just tidy yourself up.
I still don't see why not.
What does it matter?
Because I don't believe in the done thing. If I do a thing, I like to know why I'm doing it.
You wouldn't last long in the army.
He says he loves to see the sights, but he never leaves his room.
Is this right for first-class servants?
Why, are there many servants in second class? Who do you work for?
I am valet to the Earl of Manton, and this is Miss Watson.
The Countess's lady's maid.
Hello, Miss Watson. Roberta Mayoni. With the Countess of Rothes?
Oh, we met at the Duchess of Bedford's.
Yes, we certainly did.
And, who are you with?
Madame Aubert.
Ah. Is she travelling alone?
Not at all. She's with Mr. Guggenheim, the millionaire.
Oh, I see.
I wonder if you do.
He may not, but I do right enough.
Excuse me. Don't let's start the voyage badly. Can't we just rub along with them? It's only a week.
Mr. Barnes, as we both know, I do not share your moral elasticity. I have standards, you have none. That is where we differ.
Would you like to take your places for dinner, everyone?
Excuse me, we're all employed by English and Scottish families. Might we share a table?
That's what you'd like?
It's not catching being an American, and some of us quite like it.
So do you always look after the maids and the valets?
Usually. I've got a few of the second-class cabins as well. But we're first-class passengers. You're first-class servants. In every way, I'm sure.
Oh, Lord Manton. Do you know Mr. and Mrs. Astor? Good evening, madam. Oh, and a touch of glamour at your table. You'll have heard of Miss Dorothy Gibson.
Oh, I doubt it. Why should folks like you care about my crazy job?
And this is my mother.
Hello. Miss Gibson, the film star.
And Mr. and Mrs. Widener. And their son, Harry.
Hello.
Oh, John, how lovely to see you.
Well, perhaps we should all go in. Oh, just a moment. Mr. and Mrs. Rusht. Good evening.
Do forgive us if we've kept you all waiting. Only I had to see where they've locked up my poor darling.
Her Pekingese. The dogs have to travel in cages.
Suki in a cage. I feel like William Wilberforce. Who'll free the dogs?
I'm with you, ma'am. They've locked up my dog, too.
Oh.
What say you and me stage a breakup?
Shall we?
I guess not a pleasure out of it. My main prize is a copy of Francis Bacon's essays.
First edition?
Not quite, no. Second, 1598. I'll show it to you if you like.
It's rather sad that all our old books and pictures seem to be emigrating these days.
In search of a better life.
Harry seems to be enjoying himself. He's usually rather shy.
It's never been a problem for Georgiana.
Well, I suppose it must have been quite a struggle, starting a business.
I beg your pardon. The captain means when you opened your dress shop, Lady Duff-Gordon.
What's your name?
Paolo Sandrini, sir.
And are you in charge of this table for the voyage?
Yes, sir.
I didn't know we had any Italian stewards in this dining room.
Just me, sir.
Thank you.
Can I actually see you wink at Lady Georgiana Grex?
She's very pretty.
Pretty? Pretty? Have you any idea how offensive that is?
I don't think she was offended. She's mine.
Silence! One more incident like this, Sandrini, and you'll stay in your cabin for the rest of the voyage. You'll also forfeit your pay. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now get back to work. You fancy a game of anything?
No, thank you. I prefer to read.
Oh, now, what have we here? Aesop's fables? Ooh, well, I never.
May I have it back? Have it back.
Huh? Here, here.
Please. Please.
To my dear little Mabel. Hope that these examples will be a source of strength to her through life. From Papa, Christmas 1891. Aww.
All right, that's enough now.
Okay, that's it. Stop it now, please. Just give it to me. Yes, give it to her, for heaven's sake.
Let's give it to her. I'm sorry. It was just meant to be a bit of fun. I can mend it for you if you like.
So why New York?
Why not? My reasons are no different to any other passengers. Europe was wrong for me. I want a new start.
Do you think we should have stayed and tried to change things?
I've done enough of all that.
What, so you've given up?
And I don't care who knows it. Let the downtrodden cringe from the lash of their masters. I'm off to the new world, and I won't be back.
Cheers.
You drop this.
Aren't you gonna thank him?
Thank you.
This is Peter Lubov. This is my wife, Mary.
This is Maloney.
What's the matter? That's not like you.
Fine.
We had the captain this evening, but we won't again. He eats at a different table every night.
What about the rest of your lot?
English lords, Yankees millionaires.
Nice?
Nice enough. For the most part.
Mine are all right. At least passengers are. First-class servants are an odd bunch. Grander than their masters and touchy as a king in exile. Oh, we almost had a fight earlier on. One of the valets was teasing the ladies and made he stole a book. Thought they'd come to blows.
But they didn't.
Gave it back in the end. He's got a soft spot for her. I don't think he knows it, and she certainly doesn't. I must get on. I should not be in first class anyway. You're a bad influence. You can't come with me.
I can try.
Is there anything you'd like to hear, miss?
Do you know Autumn by Archibald Joyce?
We know all the waltzes, miss.
May I have the pleasure?
You don't know it'll be a pleasure.
Well, I'll take my chances.
Can't think why I'm doing this. I despise this sort of thing.
That sounds interesting.
Please don't flirt with me, Mr. Widener. You'll only regret it.
Why?
Because I'm not your type at all, and you're certainly not mine.
Who is?
Oh. Writers and rebels angry at their fellow man's injustices.
Oh, but can't a book collector hate injustice too?
Not when he's heir to the largest fortune in Philadelphia.
It's hard to be lectured on equality by the daughter of an English earl.
Ismay, hello. I can't thank you enough for coming to our aid at such short notice.
I see Lady Georgiana has already met her match.
I hope so, but I doubt it. It's Mr. Andrews, isn't it? You must be having a proud time of it.
And this is Mr. Benjamin Guggenheim, Lord and Lady Manson.
How are you?
Pleasure.
May I introduce you to a great friend of mine, Madame Obar.
Enchanté.
I'm afraid I'm very tired. If you'll excuse me.
Of course.
Mr. Guggenheim.
May I cut in?
I don't believe it's an English custom.
We're good old American boys.
It's all right.
I'm Jack Baird.
How do you do?
So, do you know this dance, or isn't it an English custom either?
You'd be surprised. What is the matter?
You mean they're together but not married? Isn't it rather odd on shit like this?
I suppose we're all men of the world.
Lord Manton may be a man of the world, Mr. Ismay, but I am not a woman of the world, I'm glad to say. Good night.
Yes, I thought Madame Obar looked a little sheepish.
And no wonder. What shall we do about Georgiana?
I do sympathise. How hard it is to keep the young in check. I'm told she was in one of those dreadful suffragette demonstrations. You must be at your wit's end. I would be.
I'm sure. But we are a political family. You, I think, have always been in trade.
Would you like me to turn down the bed, madam? No, thank you. No? Very good.
Yes?
Would you like me to turn down the bed, madam?
Come in.
Didn't mean to be unfriendly.
You saw how she looked at us when he invited us to tea. She couldn't have been more shocked if we'd spat in her face. Could you help me with this?
You exaggerate.
I do not. And why, in the name of God, did you agree to attend an Anglican service? Of course, Lord Manton. My pleasure, Lord Manton.
I thought it'd be interesting.
And the necklace, the clasp is a bit stiff. You have to squeeze it. Thank you. Who does she think she is?
She thinks she's a countess. And she's right.
Well, she also thinks she's Irish, and she is not.
She grew up in County Wicklow.
If I grew up in a kennel, would it make me a dog?
The Anglo-Irish are
The
just as...
so-called Anglo-Irish are Anglo-first and Irish never. They've crushed the life out of us since the dawn of time. And you expect me to sit and chat with her over a plate of sandwiches?
You're not being reasonable.
You've let them choke the life out of your dreams. And you had one invitation to tea in first class, and you could be a spaniel, begging for a pat from the master.
21 years I've had that book.
I know.
Not a scratch on it. Not a mark until tonight.
Look, I am so sorry, and I have said that I will mend it.
Oh.
I'll be the first.
Can't we complain about our table? The actress and the mother. Dread to think how they earned their crust before the girls struck it lucky.
I rather like them.
As for that Duff Gordon woman, carrying on as if she were a queen. Not a seamstress with an eye to the main chance.
They're just people, Louise. They're trying to get from Southampton to New York like we are. Is everything all right, Barnes?
Oh, yes. Thank you, my lord.